Savannah, Georgia, Mother's Day, May 8th, 2022. While most families were gathering around dinner tables, exchanging flowers, or posting heartfelt Facebook tributes, the Johnson family was about to face a horror that they would never forget. 57-year-old Vernita Johnson Simmons was shot in the face by none other than her own brother. This is the story of Vernita Johnson Simmons, a sister, a mother, a daughter, taken not by a stranger, but by the very brother she grew up with under the same roof. This wasn't just a random crime. This was a family of 11 siblings, 5 boys, 4 girls, one of each, both sadly deceased in the past. Torn apart by paranoia, undetected mental illness, and years of tension over their parents' home. It started out like any other Sunday morning. Brother Robert Johnson, everybody's favorite uncle, was in the kitchen heating up food that his beloved sister, Vernita, had just stopped by to drop off when he heard a sound. One single deafening gunshot. He ran to find his sister Vernita in the hallway, bleeding from her face and her head. He looked up and he saw his brother, Jeffrey Johnson, standing there, gun in hand, and he states to him very calmly, "You want some too?" Barefoot and in shock, Robert ran across the street, no shoes, no socks, pounding on the neighbor's door, begging someone, "Please call 911, call 911." Meanwhile, Jeffrey, the shooter, didn't run at all. As a matter of fact, he calmly called 911 himself, and he confessed on the spot. He stated simply, "I shot my sister." When the dispatcher told him to secure the weapon, Jeffrey casually suggested putting it back in the safe in his bedroom. Cold, detached, almost mechanical.
22.
Address.
Chatham 911, where is your emergency?
Yes, we need an emergency right here at 908. The guy that lived over there, Robert Johnson, just came over to my house and said his brother just shot his sister in the house.
Okay.
My name is Carol.
Is this 908 Street your address or that person's address?
Yes, that's the person.
And who told you that his sister? Who told you?
The brother, Robert Johnson, is right here on my porch.
And he said he shot his sister?
Right, no. The other brother that's in the house shot his sister.
Is Robert Johnson your neighbor?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So please get somebody out here. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line. I'm getting the call dispatched.
Yes, ma'am. So Robert came over here, so I don't know what's going on. I see her. I see another truck pulled up in the driveway. That could be the sister. I don't know. Oh my God. That's your sister car. Oh my God. Jesus.
Where's your emergency? Okay. Is the woman still alive?
I don't know. I ain't been in the house. I live across the street. Robert.
Okay. Can you put? Is Robert Johnson still standing next to you? If he's still standing next to you, can you put him on the phone?
Hello.
Mr. Johnson, is your sister still alive and breathing?
She's shot in the face. She beat at the head, the face right now, and all we did.
I can't hear you, Mr. Johnson.
Didn't get this in the house dead.
You shot her? You said in house B?
he says she's bleeding out the face and the head on the floor.
But okay, thank you. I can hear you, ma'am, but I wasn't able to hear him clearly. She's bleeding from the head.
Yeah, he shot her in the face, brother. Okay, I'm not over there, man, so I can't give you no specific.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm just trying to see if we can help her. That's all. I understand.
I don't know. I'm not going over there because the brother is kind of a little off, so I'm not going over there. I'm not even coming out my house. I'm standing in my door. I don't know what's going on, but I do see the sister's van pulled up in the driveway. So the police is on the way.
All right, sir.
The police is on the way, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I've already dispatched. What's your name?
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
10:03, 2 seconds, May 8, 2022.
Where's your emergency?
Yes, could you send police around the 908?
What's going on?
I had a confrontation with my sister trying to throw me out of my own house.
Okay, so you had a confrontation with your sister,
Yes.
and you're at the 908?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm getting them started, okay?
Okay.
Is anybody there injured?
Yeah, my sister is.
Okay,
I
how
shot
is she injured?
I
You shot her?
Yes.
What's your name?
Jeffrey Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, where did you shoot her at?
In the head?
In the head?
Yes.
All right. Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and where's your weapon at now, sir?
On my side?
Can you put the weapon down somewhere?
Yeah, I can lock it up in my safe.
All right, sir. Is your telephone number 689?
38, can you please put me on that set?
All right, and breathing? She appears to be dead.
Female going to be bleeding from the head. Receive female bleeding from the head with shot in the face.
Okay. And we have an officer coming to you and EMS. I want you to stay on the phone with the police get there, okay?
Okay.
You got that firearm put up?
Yeah.
And what did you and your sister get into the argument about?
About whose house it is?
And did y'all both live there?
No.
Was it your mother's house?
Yeah, my house.
But did it belong to your mother at one point or something, or another family member?
Yeah. It belongs to my parents one time, but they passed away and willed it to me. I got a restraining order against her for being around here.
That was not 100% true because I haven't seen any evidence of a restraining order against Vernita and between Vernita and Jeffrey in doing my research. And the house was not left to just him. The house was left to all of the siblings. It was heir property. But as you can hear in this 911 call, Jeffrey Johnson really believed that that house belonged to him and him only.
A restraining order? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And can I get your sister's name?
Vernita Johnson.
What was the first name?
Vernita Johnson.
Lydia, Lydia?
Yes. Vernita Johnson.
All right. Okay.
Sound like the police out there now.
All right, sir. We got them. They're there.
Where's the gun?
Okay.
What do you look like? They're asking what you
Where's
look
the
like.
gun?
The house
Right there? Okay.
Are you white, black, Hispanic?
Black.
And you're
African
African?
American.
What color shirt are you
No.
wearing?
Black.
Move. Where's the gun?
There you go right
Come out
there.
of the, come out of the house.
Come out of the house now.
Come out of the house.
All right. they're
Slowly.
there.
Put your hands up.
Put your hands up.
Put your hands up.
Told me to sit on the phone.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
you can
Get
sit
down.
because the police are there.
Get down off the steps.
Oh, okay.
Put your hands up.
Put your hands in the air. Come down the steps.
Turn around.
Where's the gun?
Locked up in my safe. Where's the victim at?
Where's she at?
In all.
Okay.
The scene was hectic. As the police arrived, neighbors described hearing about 10 to 15 minutes of yelling and screaming before the shot. Then silence. Then the sirens. The scene spiraled so quickly, family members rushed up the street, crying, screaming, begging police for answers. Vernita's nephew ran toward the scene so distraught that officers worried that the situation might explode right there. And while all of this was occurring, Jeffrey, still on the scene, sat quietly in the back of one of the police cars.
Sir! Hey! Hey!
Stop. You can't. Smith, behind you. You guys, I understand. You guys have to go. I understand. I'm not.
Come on,
Give me a
man.
minute. We'll get some breathing. But you
Is
guys
she
got to come
okay?
outside the tape right now.
Is she okay?
Guys, go outside right now. I'm going to get somebody to come talk to you, okay? I'm sorry, man.
I got him.
Okay. That's son. Sounds like. Yep.
Detectives whispered among themselves about how chilling the scene felt. Meanwhile, Vernita, her lifeless body, still laid on the hallway floor of their family home, air property, with her cell phone ringing and ringing and ringing, call after call, each one going unanswered. The story is that Vernita had only stopped by that day to bring Robert and Jeffrey, I think Jeffrey, some food. I can't confirm that, but we know for sure she brought Robert some food. But Jeffrey had always been territorial and paranoid. He confronted her immediately and started telling her, "Get out of my house. Get out of my house." But here's the thing. The house wasn't just his. Their parents had left it to all 11 siblings as heir property. It belonged to everyone, but Jeffrey insisted that it was only his. This twisted sense of ownership would fuel years of fights. He changed the locks, snatched his siblings' keys, and even put up strange signs around the neighborhood marking off, quote, his territory. The neighbors, they already knew, like Jeffrey was unpredictable. One neighbor, Miss Carolyn, said she had stopped speaking to him altogether because he had accused her son of things she wouldn't even repeat. She said flat out, quote, "He's crazy." Other neighbors backed her up. Jeffrey had no friends, no social ties, just a man locked in his own paranoia, simmering until a breaking point. Robert, poor Robert, at the police station with no shoes, no socks on, cold, not knowing if his sister was still living or if she had sadly passed. And he has to give a statement. And he's saying the same thing over and over again. I believe poor Robert repeated that story about 20 times because I believe Mr. Robert was in shock. Shock at the fact that his brother could actually take the life of his sister, one of his siblings, a sister that helped him, And all of the siblings said the same thing. She was the baby. Vernita was born in 1964 and Jeffrey was born in 1963. With only a year apart between them, they suffered from what a lot of people would describe as basic and normal sibling rivalry. But because of Jeffrey's mental illness, that sibling rivalry was different. Robert admitted that he had been terrified for weeks. He'd seen Jeffrey with a new gun recently, likely purchased it illegally, but he kept it quiet. I wonder how he feels about keeping that quiet. I wonder if he feels if anything would have been different if he had just told someone. Because they actually have a history of removing certain dangerous weapons from Jeffrey's reach, putting it up and making sure he doesn't have access to it. So the family was well aware that he was dangerous.
Anybody else have access to Jeffrey's room besides Jeffrey? Do you know of anybody else going in there?
Nobody.
Do you know anybody else that would have had a key to his safe that was inside his room?
No.
Okay.
No. Jeffrey, he was, as you know, probably schizo, paranoid, all that. If he even go to the kitchen to get a glass of water or go to the bathroom, he'd lock his room every time.
Okay.
He was...
Yeah, I noticed that he had a chain on his refrigerator inside.
Yeah, he messed up.
But he was their brother. And that house was left to any of the siblings that needed a place to stay. It was heir property. So the family didn't feel right just telling him he couldn't live there anymore. They didn't know what to do and they were at their wits' end. Robert told detectives that he believed his brother was going to actually shoot him in the back on that day. He stated after he noticed that his sister had been shot, and when his brother Jeffrey calmly asked him, "Do you want some too?" that he turned around and he ran out that house. But as he was going across the street, he said he felt that he was actually going to have a gunshot in his back. That's how much he did not trust his brother Jeffrey. He was surprised when he didn't have that happen, but stated that's what he really thought was going to happen. He said he wasn't paranoid. It was survival instinct. The problem with Jeffrey is that he has a history of violence. This wasn't Jeffrey's first brush with gun violence. Years earlier, he had shot a man because the man drove the same make, model, and color car as his wife at the time, his ex-wife now. It was mistaken identity, delusions. The man did survive, but the paranoia was crystal clear. Jeffrey did 12 years in prison for that particular assault, and yet he still had access to firearms. Somewhere, somehow, the system failed this family, in my opinion. Here's where we pause and we talk about the system and how things could have been different for this family. Jeffrey had been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia years ago. His siblings had begged the system for help. Each time his behavior escalated, they had him committed. And each time the hospital would discharge him in a matter of days. No consistent treatment, no long-term care, no safety net. Paranoid schizophrenia isn't just, quote, hearing voices. It's a disease that distorts reality itself. Loved ones will turn into enemies, and every shadow is a threat. Every stranger is a spy. And if this disease is left untreated, it can become lethal. The Johnson family saw it coming. They tried to intervene, but they were fighting a system that seemed more interested in quick discharges than actual recovery. The investigation wasn't long, but it was very thorough. Detectives worked carefully. Witnesses were very thorough. The captain in charge, described as motherly and compassionate, helped guide a devastated family through this chaos. But Jeffrey, he barely spoke. He refused interviews. He asked for a lawyer immediately. But the one thing that he asked for over and over and over again was his keys.
You mind if I ask you a question? Where are my keys?
I have your keys. Your sister did reach out to me. I explained to her that because you invoked, meaning you wanted to speak with me with a lawyer, soon as your lawyer...
Keys to a house that he will most likely never see again.
Hey, sir, you mind if I have a few words with you real quick?
Yeah.
The shed in the back. We found a firearm in there that's Anita's. Do you know anything about that? There may have mentioned that you had helped her put the gun in there.
Yeah, it's in the, y'all got it already?
Yeah, we have it, during the search warrant.
We took that the first time.
Okay, so that is the gun that Jeffrey had that he wasn't supposed to have that you guys took from him?
There's two of them. There should have been two.
In the shed?
No, just one. Now, did y'all get the one from him yesterday? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the second one, evidently, yeah. Right. There was one first, when he went to jail one time before, when they took him, they put it in the garage.
But the gun that was in the shed, who would have had access to that? Because there was a lock on it, right?
Neither.
So is Anita the only one that would possibly have access to that shed?
Yeah.
Jeffrey did not have a key to that shed?
No, he didn't know it was in there.
Okay.
He didn't know it was in there.
All right.
But there have been several occasions where they don't let them know that he had a gun. Nobody never done that.
Right.
You know, they would never, I guess, go in the house or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get it or whatever. There have been several attempts. Other than that, that was it.
Okay. Okay. Robert, does anybody else have access to Jeffrey's room besides Jeffrey? Do you know of anybody else going in there?
Nobody.
Do you know anybody else that would have had a key to his safe that was inside his room?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. Jeffrey, he was, as you know, probably schizo, paranoid, all that. If he even go to the kitchen to get a glass of water or go to the bathroom, he'd lock his room every time.
Okay.
He was...
Yeah, I noticed that he had a chain on his refrigerator inside.
Yeah, he messed up.
Okay.
Wherever he moved, he come to the front door to come open it for me or whatever. He locked the door. You know, beforehand, you know, he came home, everybody had the key to the house. He come home, he changed all the locks, lock all us out. You know, Gene had a key, Nita had a key, Rob had a key.
I had a key.
I had a key, but he kept changing the locks with people.
Right.
So, you know.
Okay.
Because I used to stay here too. Well, I still, you know, this is my address, pretty much.
Yeah. The gun in the shed, did you remove that from the house and put it in the shed?
No.
Nita, and then
Yeah.
you just helped her?
Yeah. Pretty much, all us was here. So we put it in the shed.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So.
But Jeffrey didn't know about that?
No.
Right.
No. He had a machete. It was like a machete or a big knife. We took all that and put it in the shed.
Okay. Do you remember when that was? Roughly, I know that you may not know exactly.
You had to check the time when he went to jail. It wasn't just time beforehand that they took it, but the time before then.
Okay.
So pretty much, all right, this was his last time, so that's 3. The first time from now. If you take the records from the third time, the third incident or whatever, they took him for probation or whatever. I think he made a call or something and tried to, you know. And
I'll be able to look that up.
Yeah. That's when they took it.
Around that time frame is when you removed it. Did you remove it from his room, the house?
Yeah, we took it from out of wherever he had it in one of them little drawers or safes or whatever, and then they put it in the garage.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking all these questions is I have to explain why that gun's there, how it got there, and how it didn't come into play in regards to this incident.
Yeah.
That's going to come up later.
Okay.
So that's why that's why I'm asking so many questions about that particular firearm.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Now that particular one doesn't have anything to do with what happened yesterday. You know, so. But that was one of the ones he had. And like I said, he had a machete on a big knife. I call it a machete. He had one of them. He took that, put that up too.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but he locked everything up around here. Had to put a private, you know, he just, every time he moves somewhere, he's thinking somebody's trying to break in his car or break in the house or get in, you know, or after him or some old like that.
Okay.
But whenever he take his medicine, he fine. You know.
Do you know what he was diagnosed with? I know Robert knew that he took medication yesterday, but didn't know exactly what he was diagnosed with.
My aunt, she can tell you because she's the nurse.
And can I get you just your information?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was Jeffrey diagnosed?
Paranoid schizophrenia.
Okay. Do you remember when he was diagnosed with that?
It had to be like, oh God, it had to be like 2000.
So it's been
That sounds about right.
So it's been a while.
It's been about 20-something years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
he did 12 and a half years in prison. But he was diagnosed before that.
Before that.
Because he had shot somebody before. And ended up getting what, 15, 20?
Yeah, 15, 10 to serve. Yeah, he served 12 years.
It was.
And as far as you guys know, that when he was diagnosed, he was also prescribed medication?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have somebody diagnosed, but he was prescribed.
He was on medication.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been in regional several times.
Okay.
In fact, we had to go down there and sign and see the judge to have him picked up to go. When he started acting erratic, to have him picked up so they could take him to region. And we kept trying to get him, you know, back to the system because he wouldn't take his medication, and that's what the problem. And for some reason,
thanks, Robert.
You know how they fall through the cracks.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of the way psych is. Because I'm a psych nurse, and we did have him put away for a couple of days, about a week, but then they let him back out.
Right.
Yeah. And even when he was in prison. Even when he was in prison. In Augusta, he was at this mental prison up there.
Okay.
And you know, so. It just got to be a better way.
Okay.
On Mother's Day, a family of 11 siblings was reduced. Actually, a family of 9 siblings was reduced to 8. So 3, a total of 11 siblings. 2 had passed earlier, and the baby sister had passed on Mother's Day 2022. A brother became a killer. A sister became a victim, and a system failed them all. Neighbors had seen the warning signs. Family members had begged for help. But when paranoia met access to guns, the outcome was tragically inevitable. The one thing Jeffrey continued to ask for over and over and over again was his keys. Again, keys to a house he would never see again. What makes this case interesting is the fact that during all of this commotion, he was so calm. The family said that he would change locks, that he would argue with anybody that came over there and continuously say that that was his house, that was his house. Like, he really thought that he owned that house and none of the other siblings had any right to it. It was so bad. Vernita, Robert, and Jeffrey, all three lived in that house together at one point as adults. But it was so bad with the bickering, Vernita had to leave. It was horrible. But Robert had nowhere else to go, so he had to stay in that house. And while he said Jeffrey would argue with him, that he would a lot of times ignore him, he didn't feed into his delusions. But Vernita was different. She was a little feisty. And remember, he was her brother 1 year apart. They had spent the better part of their life probably bickering. So on that fateful day, Mother's Day, he wasn't behaving probably any different than he normally does. And her response was probably the same as it had been 100 times in the past. Boy, this is not just your house. This is all of our house. Now, go ahead with that, because I believe he told her to get out. She said, I'm not going anywhere. I came over here to see about really both of you all. And I bring you some food. And I'm ad-libbing here because I don't know if those are the words that she actually spoke. But I can imagine that the conversation probably went something similar to this. And because of his paranoia, boom. So he clearly was planning on hurting his sister that day. This man will put chains around refrigerators. They said he would never leave that room, his bedroom, without turning around and locking the door. So the paranoia with him was an all-time high. And again, he had already hurt another person in the past due to his paranoia. Assuming that the guy was driving his wife's car, when really it was a case of mistaken identity. They just so happen to have the same car, make, model, year, color, all of that. But when you're dealing with someone that's mentally ill, they cannot be reasoned with. And I just believe, in my opinion, that the family wasn't equipped to deal with someone that refused to take his medications. They said he was very non-compliant with his meds and that was dealing with paranoia. This is a tragedy that I know this family never expected to go through. What do you guys think about this case? What do you think could have been done differently in order for this family not to experience this level of pain? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
You mind if I ask you a question? Where are my keys?